I don't know, it feels a bit like an old married couple, but in a kind of, I don't know if I should say that. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to say.
I'm really excited to be working with Polish Project on a new series for Epic TV about my life, competing, training, and all the fun bits in between. Not that training and competing isn't fun, but oh well. Before I started working with Mark, my idea of going training was heading to the climbing wall and spending more time off the mats drinking tea than actually on the wall. And now I definitely feel like an athlete.
She told me quite bluntly that she didn't really want to ever work with a coach until the point that she then asked me to be her coach.
I know I wouldn't be anywhere near where I am now without him and without the work that he's put in behind the scenes. Like, I've never in my life constantly trained and pushed myself to my limit in the way that Mark's got me to now.
When I first saw Shauna climbing, I guess there's the obvious side that she's very good at moving on the wall, and she was obviously winning competitions domestically and doing well internationally. I think the biggest potential I saw was actually in her head and her as a person.
When you push your body as far as it can go, it's going to break, and it's all about learning how far you can push it. With finger injuries, I think it's really important to come back slowly again and to work up kind of as progressively as possible. The main thing is to try and stay motivated while you're injured. There's always something you can do. It's pretty rare that you've got an injury that prevents you from doing absolutely anything. Now I'm constantly like, oh, I can still do this, I can still do this. Like, can I do this? And he's like, whoa, calm down. Like, I do this bit. Chill out. People ask me about my training session and my training plan all of the time, and I really struggle to answer the question because Mark writes my training programs for me and he does all of the stuff behind the scenes, all of the planning. Initially I wanted to know everything that was happening, why I was doing everything, and now we've built up that trust where as long as I know that he thinks I'm doing it for a good reason, that's good enough for me.
There's always new stuff that I'll add in. I'd kind of, much like climbers going to look for new climbs and exciting places to do things and push themselves. As a coach, I'm kind of doing the same thing. I'm trying to learn new techniques from other sports and introduce those, but it will always be some kind of quite basic activities, strength activities that will then be transferred back onto the wall. Essentially, the underpinning part of all of our training is climbing, so we still have kind of 70% wall time over everything else.
For me, it's important to have fun, and that's why I started climbing, and Mark definitely brings out that side of me. And yeah, it's amazing that I can, after all these years, I still get super excited to go to the climbing wall and just mess around, and Mark appreciates that, so it's always added into my training sessions and my climbing, like my whole program, that I guess once a week maybe or twice a week it'll just be like fun climbing session, and I'll just go to the wall and do whatever I want. So the fact that he's able to see that and appreciate that, it means a lot, so that I can just, I guess, carry on enjoying what I do. I don't think I'd be able to put as much effort into my training and everything if I didn't have that as well. Yeah, it's pretty exciting, but I don't think I realised how hard it was going to be, and I don't think he realised how hard I would be to work with. But yeah, I think it's been really good, definitely a good thing.
She gets coffee before and she can have tea afterwards, but work and water and the rest of the time.